Hey guys, what is up? It's Shani with Healing Elements here to give you a September 2021 reading focusing on the new moon energy. So we have new moon in Virgo on September 7th, and also we'll do this for the full moon energy as well. I feel as if the entire month is the same energy, and the first couple of cards, I think I'll do about 7. We'll do 6 cards and then a clarification or just an end card to leave us off with. A summary card, I usually say in private readings. This is out of one of my new decks, semi-new deck. I love it. It's the Wonderland in Tarot. So it is Carol's, premise, the book Alice in Wonderland. The images are beautiful. Really has a lot of character and depth into the meanings that we can get out of it, guys. And, just to get started, the energy, I really have to tell you, I had to meditate twice and just really center myself, make sure, of course, that after I meditated, I thought, I better meditate again because I didn't know if it was my energy. Because, of course, as everyone is, as all of you are going through a lot of elevation and spiritual awareness, a lot of real life physical, conflicts regarding, people getting sick around me, really serious, and COVID things like that. So definitely is a collective energy, and this is what it is, the Two of Wands. It's beautiful. It definitely is perfect for the Virgo season and Virgo new moon. This is, all about making progress and progression that is, something tangible and, not doing what the Fool card in tarot tells us to do, leaping and going for the gusto before we think. This is actually about, progression and putting those, Virgo type of energies, practicality, planning, steps, preparation, thinking much before you leap. That is the energy I'm drawing, and very serious decision too. Yes, it may be a decision. This is the Nine of Swords. It is, an energy that you, if anyone resonates, are feeling. It is being, definitely put through the ringer. This is something that is challenging you. Perhaps it is all about mental, because this air signs, represent the sword cards in tarot. And I just feel as if there's a lot of thinking and maybe overthinking like Virgos do, that, anxious preparation and worrying about the planning. And here we have, yes, the Nine of Cups, guys. So a blessing is to come. The Nine of Cups, all about, something that is a new dawn, something is changing and really providing satisfaction, happiness, fulfillment, a blessing, a relief. So it's interesting to get the Nine of Swords with, all of that feeling of downtroddenness and, not knowing what to do. But the first card is good. It is talking about there is steady progress. There is steps that you can take and that are being taken and have been taken in order to, soothe whatever is apparently bugging you. Yes, Four of Swords. This is painting a very clear picture about, the battle that you've been through. So this is all about, this little character here has been through the ringer, like the Nine of Swords, and just worrying and feeling a lot of downtrodden feelings, negativity and guilt, really overthinking a situation. But this comes to us to let us know it's over with and you can take a retreat. You can go ahead and surrender. And whether or not this means like, you need a hanged man moment, something to lay in wait and patiently just deliberate that, just like the Nine of Swords tells us. It's usually a card indicating that this huge marked decision in your life, that or you have got to make soon, is, past the point of being so terrifying that you cannot make it. You can make a decision, and you know what? Just like, I guess, labor and delivery, just that's like a Virgo thing, is my Virgo rising worries more, and it is so much more suffering before the actual event. Like, not that birth is easy, but I'm just saying, when you get to that point, you realize it's, mind over matter, and that you can worry and create more anguish than even the event itself. And although the Seven of Swords, you're getting an awful lot of swords come up. So are you dealing with, or are you an Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini? But in general, I just really feel like there's a lot of conflicting, really, mental energy. So this is a card that indicates, some sort of deception that's been coming up a lot in the readings. I know that a lot of us, perhaps it could be inward, we're deceiving ourselves, just like the Nine of Swords. There is a lot of unnecessary worrying and anxiety, and not that the situation or problem you have, decision that you have to make is not very, very important or, very challenging. However, I feel like with the cards that we've got, there is something that has got to give, and it has, or it will be during this Virgo season. This is a Virgo season, let me tell you, is packed with a punch. There's all kind of, karmic cycles ending truly. There's a lot of definite, life path pivot points, I call it, and things in which are going to take a completely different direction. So even if the Tower card comes up, or if it's going to be a Tower card moment, this is stating to just be wary of others that are being deceitful, perhaps a betrayal of trust, or you are, denying the truth, and you are betraying your own inner compass by listening perhaps to other people who are just into that air sign, gift for gab, gossip at times, some of them. And of course, yeah, this is also indicative of big time deception. This is the card in this tarot deck. It's amazing the way that the illustration matches the moon, major arcana, talking about Neptunian energy, Pisces. And in this card, it's just illustrated beautifully what kind of energy it is. It's talking about self-deception, illusions, self-delusions, maybe that we may look at things glass half full, glass half empty, or trickery, that type of thing, or just truly getting into a depth of spirit and honing in on that. That's the positive vibration of this card, just really, truly feeling all the feels and emotions, and perhaps being, a little bit unable to see through the veil to the truth. You're able to see through the veil, but this is all about that poem in which, they are walking on a beach with a whole bunch of oysters, and the oysters are being told that they're going to a big feast, which is true, right? They're told they're going on a big journey, and they will be providing sustenance, right? True. Well, when they get to the end, this poem classically, in Carol's Tale, they are going to have the oysters for the meal. And so everything they said up until that point was true. It just was alluding to a different outcome. It was very deceptive, very, elusive is a key word for the Piscean or Neptunian energy. And this card represents Pisces to me in tarot, and for a lot of readers. So I think that this reading is pretty clear that, the going may get tough, but the tough get going. So, maybe cheesy, but those oysters, they probably, coming from a Pisces, it sounds crazy. It sounds a little bit Neptunian, delusional, but they really got over on the other, because they obviously, if you believe what I do, in near-death experiencers take, you will all, including oysters, be in the afterlife. So they are free and happy, and the other people, not so much. So there's my message for you guys. And to follow it up, of course, that is a perfect match. This is all about water sign energy, the moon, and this King of Cups. I call it King of Sensitivity, or King of Emotions, King of Spirituality too. So this is indicative of your energy. I feel that you are, definitely putting a creative, intelligent type of artistic vibe behind your thinking. And truly, all you have to do is get through that moon card's elusiveness to the truth. I feel as if this card followed the moon to tell you that you are making progress, just like, that Two of Wands, toward, finding out what you need to in order to move forward. And so, you could be also dealing with, it always comes up to me as Scorpio energy or Aquarius at times. Hashtag shout out to my daughter, who is a Scorpio sun, Aquarius moon, Scorpio rising. So love you, all of you guys who have Scorpio in your chart. Totally adore you, and am compelled and, like a magnet, just definitely directed and energized when I'm around you. It's something that is indicative of this card. It seems to center me. So anybody out there that knows of any Scorpio and Aquarius, I'm channeling that message that it'd be good at this time to get their practical and abstract type of, advice in the, arena of whatever you are going through, as far as having a difficult choice, or if you're just needing to talk to somebody, if it is the mental type of, health that is going on right now, that you are just usually even kilter and something's going on. It can take just one sentence sometimes from somebody. It doesn't have to be Scorpio or Aquarius, but the energy of someone who is very much centered and at this point right now aligned to center and able to be an authoritative figure, but with an emotion that is calm, compassionate, and gives that space for you to feel what you feel. Is not going to gaslight you, make you feel bad for your feelings, right? And of course, yep, we've been getting this all month. If you're one of the people who I've done private readings for, then because literally every one of you got this card. This is the Judgment Major Arcana card, and to me in this reading, it's definitely indicative of either you judging yourself too hard, or this is a time to, reevaluate, sort of again, back to the Two of Wands, talking about making sure that there are steps and reevaluating and then reevaluating again the steps that you take. So in this case, maybe you have worried and over worried, like the Nine of Swords. I feel as if you are being persecuted, perhaps, because of your mental thoughts that are perhaps irrelevant, honestly. So I know that some of the things that you're thinking of right now, as you listen to this, if you resonate, it is all in your head, and some of it, of course, is relevant. However, if you have been talking to somebody and they say, oh no, that's this and that, it's just in your head, and you really resonated with that, but then later talked yourself into, getting all worked up again and worrying and such, I feel as if the Judgment card comes in to let you know this is a major theme. You are awakening, you are ascending. It is confusing some periods of time that we go through, that we feel these, whatever you want to call it, light codes coming in, this elevation in our spiritual awareness. And I'm telling you, there's been insane things that are witnessed by family members, thank goodness, but just really in the last, I'd say since Virgo season hit, Leo season packed a punch, and now Virgo season is bringing on even more. Yeah, unbelievable. So it's bringing on swift and, you know, very harsh and very sharp, just like this, the Queen of Swords, right? The Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland. This type of energy is what you need to do. It's like in the story when she says off with their heads, you need to cut through any of that bull crap mental anguish that you're going through. It won't help. And I know that I will take my own advice, right? Take my own medicine and think of it that way. It literally is signifying for me, cut through all of the spider webs that are clouding up or are, putting cobwebs into corners that need to be clear. You are able to be, this is a lot of air sign energy, you guys, in this reading. This is all about that kind of abrasive, moves that air signs or that quality and energy can have, making quick, witty decisions and not caring about the emotions attached from the past, or emotions that really, truly everyone has. However, they can sometimes, air signs are great at looking past the initial pain into the future, into what is best served for them, and that detachment of emotion will serve you well. Now you can cut through again any of these mental hangups that are causing you to even probably worry more, you guys. So what a amazing reading for your first spread. It is definitely telling that yes, there is some conflict within your mind. There is some sort of conundrum that is going on, and it could be that you're battling yourself. And we all do that. We all have this battle where we tell ourselves, okay, we come to a conclusion maybe one day and we're at peace. We find out what we want to do about a certain scenario. And then we can either hear things from the outside sources, or we, can ourselves get down into the rabbit hole, so to speak, like Alice in this tale, right? And we truly can get, down to the bottom of the ocean in emotions, just drowning to the Mariana Trench, right? Just so deep. It's how us water signs think, feel, act, operate. It's just impossible for us not to think about emotions first. So do like, do like the Queen of Swords and cut through the BS. And this, guys, is going to be out of Lucy Cavendish. Her, yes, of course, her deck is beautiful. The illustrations. This is the mildew. Very. This reading is turning out to have a lot of synchronicities. Definitely very, very powerful reading. So this card has also come up twice, not, all of the readings I've done privately, but this is totally Virgo energy as well. And I have many decks, so it's interesting. Over 40, maybe 50 now. And so people are able to choose their own decks. And this is the Mildew Fairy about cleaning up, cleaning house, tidying up, taking time to back up from the chaos around you, right? And doing some tidying, like cutting the loose ends, cutting out that in which doesn't serve you for the immediate purpose. You can always revisit this, just cleaning up and also getting rid of things. Like I saw just now in my mind's eye the show Hoarders. You ever seen that, where people have um, these tendencies to hoard things and accumulate things, and really it gets out of hand, almost like an addiction, and usually it's tied into some mental health issues. And so, not saying that you do have mental health issues, but we all do, to tell you the truth, right? So anything that you are struggling with right now is having to really, just like that Virgo energy, you have to do some, laying in wait, that hanged man Virgo energy type of, let's clean up, clean up. Everybody do their share. That is funny. That is from an old show I used to watch with my daughter, Leo. Blessings to her. She has 102 fever. So if anybody out there is sick, maybe clean your environment, make it, more agreeable. When I know I feel mental or physical strain, it is really true. When you clean up your life, you clean up some strife. I heard that once from an old Sagittarius girlfriend of mine. And, she used to say, a dirty purse is indicative of your life. Your life's dirty. And it was so funny because I used to say, God, that's so harsh. Fire sign energy. But, if you do need to do any tangible cleaning, of course, or just truly, I think it rings true for the first spread that we have. This is all about cleaning up the clutter in your mind, basically. You have to truly get to the point where you want to have things clear, and make that progress. And this is beautiful. It's funny because we're coming up into Halloween. Although totally not associated with Halloween, this is a clockwork pumpkin. This reminds me also of air sign energy that is very, very intuitive and also directed by intelligence and logic. So this is all about having a aha moment. The card says, a new idea will be, sprung on you, or you will come to an epiphany yourself about perhaps what, decisions or turmoil is going on around you right now. I think that you will have an aha moment about the fact that maybe this reading will help you. I hope that's always my intention, you guys, is to realize that you perhaps, of course, were doing that typical Virgo thing. My mom is a Virgo, overthinking and having a high level of anxiety in anything that you plan, even things that are a creative project that you're making. So if this is, you come to this reading and nothing's going on except for you are very stressed out about how to design something or go about creating something, this is indicative of you're going to have a breakthrough soon. It's going to be an aha moment. Like the card says, it is all about timing. So clockwork. Just be patient. It is always hard as the minutes go by and we feel as if the minutes are hours. But when you do come to that epiphany, it's as if everything is erased. It again brings me to channel and to tell you childbirth. I am having that big time through this reading, and I think it's a metaphor of, again, just worrying so much or having anticipation of pain, whether that's mental, physical, or otherwise, and then getting to the event. And although, yes, sure, it is painful, you end up saying to yourself, you know what? That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And I now know that sitting and waiting and being anxious and having all of these totally nasty, catastrophic thoughts come into my mind, forward thinking, future telling, in a negative sense, putting a connotation, is going to bring, that law of attraction is going to bring what vibe you're throwing out. So if you're throwing in energy into a situation that you are damning pretty much by saying, I think it is going to come out in an awful way, and you're overthinking, it can definitely do so, because you are able to kind of subconsciously and also consciously make decisions and actions, put forth, that are going to do just that. They're going to manifest the outcome in a negative way because you're not, putting positive intent out. That's my belief. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. This card is all about spirit and spiritual, happenings. For you, the group that is going to hear my reading and resonate with it, I feel that it says Pink Lotus Fairy, a time for spirit. So I feel as if you should surrender your cares, surrender your worries, surrender the anxieties, surrender that, self-deceiving, um, initiation that you want to bring upon yourself over again. It's human nature to want to do that. That's the mind and not spirit. We need to focus on exactly what she's doing, the void meditation, that space in which you daydream and something comes upon you, kind of like that clockwork pumpkin card. That is an aha moment, gives you relief, and you feel truly that it resonates. That is spirit letting you know that you are where you're supposed to be. Everything is taken care of if you have put the steps in place and you are able to kind of not draw any conclusions that are entirely too negative, but are, very practical and perhaps even rationally, you know, not so nice, but you're able to not give it such an edge. And so this asks you to please, focus on the signs that you're getting. That is a big message for you guys. It has been non-stop synchronicities that have blown my mind between myself and other tarot readers, people who I bond with, soul family members. This week has been just divine. And if I didn't have that to, give me that extra validation that everything is absolutely of divine nature and we are backed up by a spirit team, I don't know what I'd do. So absolutely, that's my message for you. And this is the card of the snow angel. Wow, reminds me of Capricorn energy and is perfect for the card we just received. I just was channeling, you have to, really be confident in the signs that you're receiving. And this card is all about that. And it reminds me of Capricorn energy. I'll tell you why. I have a Capricorn moon and several people I know in my life and a new friend who's Capricorn. It tends to be that shadow side or, you know, um, lower vibrational side of Capricorns in which they will see something, but being so practical and earth sign in nature, it is, that you may doubt and doubt again and doubt again your intuitive guidance. And so this card is saying the signs are there, they have been there. Perhaps take a moment to reflect upon what dawned on you, like, that was weird, and you brushed it off because perhaps you weren't in a good place or weren't ready to accept the profound, epiphany, the aha moment that these signs are giving to you. And it can be as totally crazy as the things I've been getting about, more enlightenment on the energetic light beings that I saw that were on a UFO. Sounds crazy, but true. So it's asking you to just notice signs everywhere, the signs, right? This is definitely a beautiful sign. Gorgeous, beautiful sign to leave off a card regarding noticing the signs. So I hope that this message, this reading, if you've come and resonated, is a part of that journey for you. I know that that is my purpose, is to help and just give love and preach about how flawed of a person I am and how all of us are a work in progress and perfection lies within imperfection. I love the imperfections in you. So take notice of the signs, guys. And I cannot thank you enough for joining me, for joining the Healing Elements Soul Fam group and watching these videos and hearing my words. I send you love, light, and lots of positive vibage, guys.